Um, I came back to Hong Kong in the 70s after studying in America, and it's just been at the right place at the right time because during the time I stayed in the States, I did study martial arts, and having an interest in martial arts and knowing the right people in Hong Kong, just one thing led to another, and that's how I started film production. I didn't study film production in the States. My first degree was in pharmaceutical chemistry, and uh, I only learned filmmaking as I went along.
Right, and what martial art you learned in the States?
Mainly Wing Chun and White Crane in the States. Wing Chun I studied with a Sifu called Ben Jie. I think Ben still teaches in the San Jose area, of California. I studied Wing Chun with Ben, and then I studied many years of White Crane with Sifu Quentin Fong, who is now retired and returned to China.
Oh, right. And did you ever, was that must be after Bruce Lee, obviously, or did
After
you know
Bruce Lee,
him?
after
Did you
Bruce
ever
Lee.
meet him in the
I've
States?
never met Bruce Lee. I've seen him, but I never met him. Subsequently I've met his wife and children, including the late Brandon, which was very unfortunate. But I knew Brandon as a kid, and we used to train together. Also during the couple of years he stayed in Hong Kong.
Oh, really? So what was the first movie you made in Hong Kong?
The first one wasn't a martial arts movie. The first one was a co-production. It was for a company then called Bang Bang Films, and it was a English language co-production starting Henry Silva from Hollywood and also a local comedian called Zheng Lui and the late Roy Chow. It was a comedy action movie.
Foxbat.
Foxbat, what, right?
So then you did you got into the martial art pictures.
Yes, yes.
How
Well, in the movie, people knew I was interested in martial arts and that I had practiced martial arts. So subsequently led to a whole string of martial arts films. The first being the one about the Wing Chun master Leung Zhan. It was called Fat San Zhan Xin Sang.
right, and was it because of your interest in Wing Chun they cast you in that movie?
Well, yes, they knew I had studied Wing Chun. Obviously, that would help. But as an actor, we did all kinds of martial arts films. It was just a general knowledge of martial arts that you were able to adapt on screen to different styles.
So did they have a Wing Chun advisor on the movie?
Well, actually, one of the actors in the movie, Lei Hoi Sang, is a Wing Chun teacher in Hong Kong, and he's still very active in kung fu movies. He works as a contract actor for TVB in Hong Kong.
And what did he show you advance your moves or what? How did he?
Oh, it wasn't necessary because first of all, in martial arts movies we have martial arts choreographers, and in that particular film it was Fong Hak Ngon, and he is quite knowledgeable in Chinese martial arts, including Wing Chun, and the director of the film Wong was basically a Shaolin man, but he also being Southern Chinese, everybody knew Wing Chun, yes, or had experience or exposure to Wing Chun, especially after Bruce Lee.
But was there any ego problems on that? Or my Wing Chun's different than yours?
Oh no, no, no. There weren't on the set. There was never that kind of clear distinction as to between styles or schools of martial arts. We all treated each other as and respected each other as fellow martial artists.
So it's acting more important, really. Isn't
Acting, yes, yes, and it was a matter of getting it right because it was hard work getting it right on film.
Was it harder than you thought making a kung fu movie?
Well, it's very difficult in those days because if you watch the old films, you notice how long the choreographed sequences are, and I mean not the whole sequence, but if you can tell that they weren't cut up like the action scenes are nowadays. In those days, we used to film a one take. We incorporate maybe about 20 odd moves and to get it all right and all choreographed and in time and and to have the power come across on screen. Sometimes it took just as many takes, 20 takes, or 30 takes, and by the time, end of the day, you're just exhausted.
It was quite demanding, really.
Oh yes, yes. You didn't go after work. You didn't go running off to the gym to work out. I tell you.
So, but that's an important thing. Did you keep up your training while you were filming?
Oh yes, yes. Because we weren't filming every day, so on the set, that'd be the training. But when we're not filming, of course, we went to train with our friends and in studios. Yes.
Right. And did you ever get hurt on that movie?
We always get hurt. I mean, minor sprains and aches, and we always have, sprained ankle. I think I filmed that one with a sprained ankle, but it's you just have to live with it. It's like being a professional athlete,
We heard on another commentary from Roy Haran that you were a student of Wong Li.
That's right. Roy and I studied together under Wong Li during the years he was in Hong Kong, because, of course, Wong Li started in quite a few early Jackie Chan movies as the villain, but his taekwondo was top notch. So Roy and I and several other guys used to practice with Wong during our off days.
Really?
Yes.
How good was he? Because there's you hear a lot of things.
Oh, he was very good. He was very good. He had a different, very unique style of taekwondo, in that he was very, very flexible, and it wasn't all power. He had a lot of flexibility involved, and that's why you can tell on screen that it's different than just watching a taekwondo contest.
So do you think he was really real in martial arts?
Oh, he
could use that.
He was real. He can use it. Yes, I mean he can. We used to film, and we didn't have any prop chairs, but he'll kick them and they'll break.
Yes, you did a film with him, right? Song Lat.
Song Lat.
Two Fists Against the Law.
I don't remember that one very well, but I think Wong and I, yes, we did work together in several films, but I don't remember that particular one. I'm sorry.
Okay. And then didn't you make a film for Jackie Chan's company?
Many. I worked with Jack on many films, both that he produced and Hong Gumbo, Sammo Hung produced or directed.
I think people say Long Arm of the Law might be one of your best roles.
Long Arm of the Law. Yes, that's Righting Wrongs. Is another title for it. Yes, that's we filmed that with Yuen Biao, and it was directed by Corey Yuen, who is now, of course, gone off to better things in Hollywood, choreographing Jet Li's movies. Corey directed that. Yuen Biao, we all filmed that down in New Zealand. I think, yes, part of it was in New Zealand. Yes.
You look really fit in that film. Did you really work out a lot for that?
During that period, yes, I was working out with former Mr. Hong Kong, also a martial arts actor, Bolo. I'm sure you've heard of him. Yes, Bolo used to work me out 5 days a week in the gym, and I think he put me in very good shape for that movie.
Yeah, he did. Does he know Kung Fu as well?
Bolo, yes. Bolo's a very good martial artist.
In the survey recently in Hong Kong, the people said the films they didn't, they hated the most were Kung Fu movies. How do you feel about that?
I don't know if that's a feeling now. Maybe it's a sign of the times, because for sure I would think less young people are spending time practicing traditional martial arts, as opposed to spending one summer and going up to Shaolin Temple and just picking up a summer of Shaolin Kung Fu as they do it now in China. But that's only because it's a sign of the times. People are less patient. They don't want to spend 10 years, 15 years studying under one teacher and learning slowly. But there's something to be said about the old way of doing things. And you can tell, because just watching people like Lau Gao, you can tell that traditional Siulam Kung Fu, you just have to do it that way to learn it well. Otherwise, you come out of the summer program from Shaolin Temple now, and everybody doing the same thing, and there'll be, it'll be just a couple of somersaults, and that's about it. I mean, there's no room for further development. That's what I think is the difference, because in the traditional way, the scope was so wide. There's always room for personal development. So if you're a Bruce Lee, if you're built like Bruce, if you have the mentality of Bruce, you take Wing Chun a different direction and go to Jeet Kune Do. If you're built taller, bigger, maybe you take it another direction. I mean, but in traditional classical kung fu, there were all those moves in each form, so that depending on your personal style, your personal physical capabilities, you could develop it into a different, take it a different way. Of course, at the moment, I'm practicing law. I'm a barrister in Hong Kong, but it doesn't mean I fully turned my back on the Hong Kong film industry. I still belong to American Screen Actors Union. I'm vice president of the Hong Kong Performing Artists Guild, and we always advance or put forward certain issues involving the Hong Kong film industry. And yeah, so most of my time nowadays is spent as a lawyer, but like I said, doesn't mean I'm not involved anymore with local production.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that. And how did you, because you said you studied, was it chemistry?
Yes, I did.
And then you did move, so where did you learn to study to be a lawyer then?
Oh, it was during the early 90s in Hong Kong that I decided to study for a law degree, and I did that and qualified as a barrister in England first, and then back and then also in Hong Kong.
Well, that's really high intelligence.
No, no, no. It's like trying to learn martial arts. You just need patience.
What was harder, Wing Chun or being a barrister?
And they're both very difficult to master.
And lastly, do you still practice Kung Fu?
I always, once a martial artist, always a martial artist. But it's a matter of finding time. I mean, the heart is always there, but other things obviously take priority. And being a lawyer, sometimes I just have no control over my own time. If I have to prepare for a case, I have to prepare for a case, and that's just the way, part of life, I suppose.
And have you ever acted as a lawyer in a movie?
Oh, in the early days, yes, yes.
And is it different than when you go up in front of the
Oh, much different.
court?
Much different.
Is it like you thought it would be? Do you enjoy it?
Well, it's. I mean, it's no big surprise because law is very logical, and you expect, that you're there to put a very logical case before the court, and I mean, there's no surprises about that. It takes hard work and preparation, just like filming a kung fu movie.
And did you ever want to direct a film, or did you ever direct?
I haven't directed yet. I've produced, but no, I haven't directed yet. Probably because I haven't come across a story I like so much that I thought I would like to direct it.
So it's something you may consider.
No, I don't preclude it at all.